let's talk about debt. It can be this amazing tool that helps you build a life, or it can be a devastating trap that holds you back for years. Today, we're going to demystify it using some incredible insights from the Money Coach so you can make sure debt is working for you and not the other way around. Okay, let's kick things off with a question that sounds, well, kind of crazy. Could a pretty small debt, just 15,000 baht, that's about 400 US dollars, really take 18 years to pay off? The answer is a shocking yes. And figuring out why is the absolute first step toward financial freedom. So how is that even possible, right? Well, to get it, you've got to understand that not all debt is created equal. There's debt that can actually build your wealth, and then there's debt that just drains it, pure and simple. Let's break down the three main types. All right, so here's the lowdown. Good credit is what I'd call an investment in your future. Think a mortgage for a house or a loan to start a business, usually with a nice low single-digit interest rate. Then you have bad credit, which is for stuff that loses value, consumer goods. But the real red flag, the real danger zone, is dangerous credit. We're talking cash cards, personal loans, things with these cripplingly high interest rates of 25% or even more. That's financial quicksand right there, and it's what we have to avoid. Okay, let's zoom in on that really dangerous category. We're going to see exactly how a tiny little bit of debt can spiral out of control and turn into a long-term nightmare. So, picture this. An emergency pops up out of nowhere. You need cash, and you need it fast. You use a cash card, and you pull out 15,000 baht. A month goes by, and the bill shows up. Now, the bank makes it sound super easy. Hey, just pay the minimum. It's only 3% of the balance, which comes out to just 450 baht. But here's the catch, the part they don't exactly shout about. With a 25% annual interest rate, the interest for that month alone is over 300 baht. So only about 100 baht of your payment actually chips away at what you owe. You're basically just paying the bank for the privilege of owing the money. So here's the big question. If you just stick to that tiny minimum payment and you never, ever use the card again, how long do you really think it would take to pay it all off? Get ready for this. The answer is a mind-blowing 18 years. A single cash withdrawal paid back with those easy minimum payments can literally trap you in debt for almost 2 decades. And what's the total damage over those 18 years? You'd end up paying a grand total of 29,000 baht in interest. Think about that. You borrowed 15,000, but you're paying back almost double that amount just in interest. That, right there, is the minimum payment trap in action. This isn't just a numbers game. It's really all about your mindset. The Money Coach tells this incredible story about some hospital employees who were offered a loan. When he suggested they be careful, one person actually shot back, "But isn't it my right to take it?" And that just perfectly captures the dangerous way we think about easy credit. We see it as something we're entitled to without really seeing the chains that come with it. So the big question is, how do you steer clear of all this? How do you avoid these traps? Well, it all comes down to asking the right questions before you borrow. Think of this as your financial compass. Okay, before you even think about signing on the dotted line, you've got to ask yourself these 3 simple questions. First, is this a real necessity? Can you live your life or do your job without it? Second, what is the total cost? Don't just look at the monthly payment. Think about insurance, maintenance, any hidden fees. And third, and you have to be totally honest with yourself here, can you actually afford this? Look at your budget. Will this new payment cause you a ton of stress? All right, let's take this same smart thinking and apply it to the big one, the loan that most of us will have at some point in our lives, a mortgage. On a typical 30-year mortgage for, say, 3 million baht, if you just make the normal payments every month, you could end up paying, wait for it, 3.4 million in interest. Just interest. That's more than the original price of the house. It's wild. But check this out. This is where a tiny little change makes a huge difference. The standard monthly payment is around 18,000 baht. But what if you just rounded that up to 20,000 baht, an extra 2,000 each month? The results are, well, they're dramatic. That small, consistent extra payment saves you over 900,000 baht in interest. But here's the best part. You own your house, completely free and clear, 7 years earlier. Think about that. 7 years of your life without a mortgage payment, all because of a small change in your habits. So what are the secrets here? There are basically 2 killer hacks you need to know. First is the prepayment method we just talked about. Always pay a little bit extra.
The second is what's called the retention method. See, most mortgages have a low rate for the first 3 years, and then it jumps up. When that's about to happen, you call your bank. You say, look, I've been a great customer. I need a better rate. If not, I'm going to have to look at refinancing somewhere else. Trust me, they'd much rather keep you at a lower rate than lose your business altogether.
Okay, so let's wrap this all up. Let's boil it down to some simple, smart habits you can start building like right now to take back control of your financial future. Really, the key to all of this is just changing how you think about credit. You've got to see it as a tool for specific goals, not just free money. Always question if you truly need something before you borrow. And please never borrow money to gamble on risky things like stocks or crypto. That's what savings are for. And you have to protect yourself first. Co-signing a loan means you're on the hook if they don't pay, so be incredibly careful. And above all, whenever you have high-interest debt, attack it. Always pay more than the minimum. So at the end of the day, it all boils down to one simple question you have to ask yourself. Take an honest look at your own finances and ask, is debt a tool you're using to build the life you want, or has it become a chain that's holding you back? The great news? The answer is totally up to you. You're the one in the driver's seat.